Hello, everybody. This is my first video. I'm excited. Alright, I want to start a series. Actually, I'm going to get straight into it. I want to start a series where I read Spanish books, and hopefully, my mission is to inspire y'all, people like me, Mexican Americans or Hispanic Americans all around the world, or just Hispanics all around the world, to read Spanish. I want to take that lead because I myself struggle in comparison to other Mexicans here in Mexico. And I'm 17. Like I'm already getting old, you know. So I too find it embarrassing that I can't read nearly as well, that I can't speak it nearly as well. Can't understand it nearly as well. Like, to me, that frustrates me. And it's not a good feeling, right? It's not a good feeling. So I wanted to take charge, and I want to make a change, and I want to show that it's possible. So I picked up Constitution, sir. Kind of kill two birds with one stone type of thing. Learn the government body of my country and learn the language, right? At least it's formality. So, in this channel, we're going to be building habits of reading in Spanish. I know the channel is called Building Habits. Well, the first habit is something personal, and I think it is something that many people can relate to. Now, you'll probably be wondering, why didn't I choose a easier book? And that's probably because, well, honestly, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of cocky. I just feel like I can learn anything quick. That's just my opinion. Now, if I get humbled, right? But I just got that. It's got that confidence in me. And anyways, it's not like if I fail to do this, it's okay. It's okay. The book will always be here, so I could always pick it up another time. So I'm not afraid to fail. That's what I'm trying to say. But I know it is a big book, and I know it's big words. But I mean, high risk, high reward, I guess. And you guys may be wondering, well, why are you going to read a book that you don't even understand, right? Like, you got to build up to it. Well, I already programmed ChatGPT to help me with the book, so that if I wanted translations of the book, ChatGPT gives me the translation into English or French or what language I wanted to that I understand, so that it activates the left part of my brain more. If it's translated to another language and you translate it to a different language, it's like boom, boom, boom. It's like activation. This doesn't even make sense. The point is, the nuance are networking a lot more that way. Or it could give me more context as to the concept that I'm speaking about, reading about, and writing about. And I think that could be very useful. That way, I'm just not looking blank at the book like this and looking at you guys and with no words and what to say. But for the sake of the time this video would take to make and how long the video will be, I don't think I'll really include me going in depth. You know what I'm saying? Asking questions to ChatGPT. What is this and that? I can make videos if you guys are interested as to a more in depth and a more deep processing, I guess, is a step to reading to the actual comprehension of the book. But as of right now, it's just reading, right? It's just getting that literacy, that flow up. At least within part of these type of videos. Now, you guys just let me know if you guys are interested in something like that. I'm going to be doing it in my free time, regardless if there's a camera on or not. But yeah, so the title of the book is called Antecedentes Históricos y Constituciones Políticas de los Estados Unidos Mexicanos. Alright. And I think we should split each YouTube video into each record that is talked about, and then just like call it part 1, part 2, part 3. I know it's it's for sure gonna be super long, this series. I'm probably gonna make a playlist for this. This isn't the only habit I'm gonna be doing, but this is something that is very personal, and I think that many people can relate to. And hopefully, I can inspire you guys and show you guys that it is possible. That all you need is pencil. You don't even need ChatGPT. I mean, honestly, you just need a dictionary that translates Spanish to English, and I think we're chilling. And a Spanish book. It doesn't even have to be this book. The only reason why I want this book is because I want to study the government body, and how it intervenes in our life and how we intervene with it. So that's why. That's the only reason why. Don't try to overcomplicate it or anything. No, you guys can pick up any Spanish book. It could be any type of literature, anything. All right. The point is just to pick up the book and start writing down thoughts and opinions. But instead of writing them down, I think I'm just gonna be speaking them to you guys. That way I can get you guys more involved. And if you guys find something that I am concluding or opinionating wrongfully about, like wrongful judgments, please do tell me. Please do tell me in the comments if I'm saying something, because I don't want to run into the wrong person and sound super stupid in an important conversation. So I'd rather hear it from you guys, and then just go in public and be like, oh, da, 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 what do you mean? Da, 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 you sound stupid. Da, 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 da. You know. So I am perfectly fine with criticism and corrections. You know, as long as it is respectful, I'm completely on par with it. All right. Now I think it's time that we start on it. All right. Okay. Let me lock in. Hopefully this is like 20 minutes long max. Max 20 minutes long. Yeah. Holy crap. So I know I need a haircut already. I have pretty hair, but I gotta lock in, bro. It's way too long. I think I'm gonna get it tomorrow. I keep saying tomorrow, bro. Procrastination, bro. It's serious. Alright. This is the first page. Probably should have mentioned that. I don't even know that even if you can do anything with that information. But I mean, you already saw it. This is just the Federal Constitution of Mexico from 1917. After its drafting. Preservar y difundir el pasado jurídico de un país permite conocer los valores, conductas y aspiraciones que en algún momento de su historia una sociedad ha reflejado en principios, descrito en normas y conformado en instituciones. Okay. Not bad. Just basically saying that we should modify and we should preserve our Constitution and held it at such a high regard that we don't go above it, and we should be constantly checking that fact that we don't change it. Damn, hold on. This is actually kind of hard. I gotta read it, translate it in English in my mind, and then speak it out in English, and then read it back in Spanish. Okay. Los textos jurídicos históricos posibilitan descubrir la estructura política que produjo determinadas normas orgánicas y competenciales para el Estado. Orgánicos y competenciales para el Estado, su alcance, funcionamiento y el porqué de su mayor o menor eficacia. Ok. Ok, ok, los textos jurídicos históricos posibilitan descubrir la estructura política que produjo determinadas. Okay, okay, I see. So it's basically saying that we need to have records, and those records will detail as to what is okay and what isn't okay, and what behaviors are acceptable and what aren't, and that it is open to our interpretation, but these records must be set down and written down. And also, in addition, it adds on to state that, ah, freak, I got paper cup. Um, in addition, it extends on the fact that records should be recorded so that in instances that it has failed in the past, we don't repeat it in the present. Okay, okay. Mediante su estudio se puede interpretar el orden social y su base económica. Huh? Am I saying that wrong? Económica. That sounds wrong. Económica. Y explicar así lo que generó ciertas necesidades generales o específicas. Y la respuesta jurídica de la organización estatal para regular, proteger, producir o suprimir determinadas determinados aspectos en el ordenamiento vigente. What is suprimir? Hold on, bro. I'm gonna just like do quick search, bro. Instead of just like going. What is suprimir, bro? Or should I like try to guess and then? All right, let me try to guess first. All right, like let me put some thought into it, right? Mm-hmm. Suprimir. Producir o suprimir. I'm gonna say to supply. And then determinados, I'm assuming, are factors. What the heck? To delete? Oh shoot, I was wrong. I was just going off by it says reproducir, which is to reproduce. So I was like, oh, okay, then it must be to supply. But no, it's to delete. Okay, that's good. To suprimir. Okay. Aspectos en el ordenamiento vigente. So, vigente. It sounds like original. Like, vigente. Algo vigente es como algo originario, I think. Let's check it out. Current. Okay. I was actually enforced. Valid. Okay. You know what? I wasn't that far off on that one. Okay. I'm actually getting closer with my judgments. That's good. Lo jurídico es consecuencia del consenso social en un orden político y expresa. A su vez, like, what does that phrase translate to in English? Like, lo jurídico es consecuencia del consenso social en un orden político. In its way, right? A su vez, in its way, los aspectos sociales y económicos que en conjunto caracterizan a una sociedad. Okay, yeah, it is. En la medida que ésta comparte elementos subjetivos en cuanto proveen un sentido e identidad. Si bien tienen evidentes expresiones materiales, tales como el idioma, las tradiciones, la cultura, la religión, etc. Se define a sí misma como una nación. A su vez, cuando esa nación además se cohesiona, okay, that's like cohesive, right? Like converse, like to get together, right? Mediante elementos objetivos. Dang, this is a long paragraph, bro. Externos, convencionales y trascendentes. Okay, la forma de gobierno, un sistema normativo, territorio, símbolos propios, se constituye en un estado. Okay, so basically laying out what a state is basically and what it needs, like what it requires. I don't know, it's just kind of a lot of yapping. Tal vez como el idioma, las tradiciones, yeah, so it's just basically what the body of the state is and what it comes with. Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't think there's really much to critical think about. I mean, I guess we could expand. Se define a sí misma como una nación a su vez cuando esa nación además se... No, it's actually pretty straightforward. Alright, let's move on. Also, by the way, we're on the second page now. Atributo fundamental del Estado en tanto forma de organización social con un objetivo de permanencia. Es determinar con precisión lo que cada uno de sus componentes puede válidamente y le corresponde hacer. Holy crap, I need to get better at breathe, I don't know how, breathing patterns. Es determinar con precisión lo que cada uno de sus componentes puede válidamente y le corresponde hacer, así como los límites al arbitrio individual y de la autoridad. Esta es la función del derecho. Okay, so basically the no... wait, hold on, let's go. Atributo fundamental del Estado. So, attributes fundamental of the state en tanto forma de organización social con un objetivo de permanencia. So, they are given a role in charge that only pertains to them and will only pertain to them. Okay? Es determinar con precisión lo que cada uno de sus componentes puede válidamente y le corresponde hacer. Like I said, just in a more practical way of saying it, así como los límites al arbitrio. So I'm assuming arbitrary, right? Because the arbitrator, in a modern sense, is someone who legally says, okay, so you want this, but he wants that. So what are you willing to compensate to get what you want? And what are you willing to compensate what you want? Okay, so I see how that can mix in and relate into this. Okay. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. The last part is just saying that it should have limitations in its authority. So, yeah. Por su parte, la fuente, which is the source. I think la fuente is the source. I keep thinking it's the wind. It doesn't even make sense. It's not. But it kind of feels like it should be. La fuente está bien rico. Sounds like something that should be said, but never mind, maybe it's just me. Alright, let's move on. La fuente de esos mandatos, la voluntad popular expresada por medio de la representación política prevista para ello en la Constitución. También contribuye a la permanencia del Estado como consecuencia, a su vez, in its way, de la aplicación de sus normas jurídicas al dotarlas de la legitimidad necesaria para hacerlas válidas y obligatorias. Holy crap, I butchered that word. Aún contra la voluntad de aquellos quienes están dirigidas. Okay, hold up. Por su parte, la fuente de esos mandatos. Okay, so the sources from those mandates. La voluntad voluntad popular expresada por medio de la representación política prevista para ello en la Constitución. So the willingness, popular expression, medio de la representación política prevista para... Por medio de la representación. For the average representation of the political representation prevista para ello en la Constitución. Prevista is like preview, right? Preview the Constitution. Preview them in the Constitution. También contribuye, also contributes, a la permanencia del Estado como consecuencia. Alright, bro, is permanencia not like permanently? Because now I'm starting to think it has a different meaning. Always being a permanencia. Permanence. Okay, estabilidad, duración. Domicilio. Okay, permanencia, permanence. Okay. Contribuye a la permanencia del Estado como consecuencia. So, basically saying that the actions that it has will directly have consequences on every aspect that it takes care of and influences, and it should always stay that way, and it shouldn't influence anything outside of what is already given order for them to influence. You get what I'm saying? Okay, that makes sense. That's very simple. I don't know why I tripped over that. Let's move on. A su vez, de la aplicación de sus normas jurídicas al dotarlas de la legitimidad necesaria para hacerlas válidas y obligatorias, aun contra la voluntad de aquellos a quienes están dirigidas. Que de la aplicación de sus normas, dotarlas de la legitimidad necesaria para hacerlas válidas. Okay, so you would still have to enforce whatever is already set, presidented, regardless of who the people find popular, and regardless if they like it, like as long as it is law to prohibit or to exhibit something, that cannot change, regardless of who's in and how much power they hold, or who the people love. Okay, I mean that makes sense. I'm in accordance of that, because like you could just well, I mean that is a long process, right? I mean, but you do have 6-year terms, so I don't know. Okay. De esta forma, el conjunto de normas se convierte conforme se generaliza y acepta su obligatoriedad. Holy crap. Obligatoriedad. Okay. En un elemento conservador de la sociedad why does the D keep messing me up, bro? It's a simple D. I get it confused with the T. It keeps messing me up, bro. That word, determinadas. But that word itself keeps freaking messing me up. Gotta crash out, bro. Con determinadas características. Mande. Oh, no, man, bro. De esta forma, con no receta obligatoriedad en un elemento conservador con determinadas características y estructuras, y a su vez en continuador de las mismas. Esto crea un contexto de regulación de conductas, hechos y actividades que se Materia. What the heck, bro? Mat materializa, material. Bro, I'm butchering this word so hard, bro. Materialize, bro. Materializa. I feel like I'm saying it right. Materializa. Materializa. Why does it sound Portuguese? Oh, that's because it's Portuguese. No, Spanish. Materializa. Okay, I was right. I don't know why I'm tripping, bro. Let's lock in. Bro, how long is this, bro? I don't know, bro. Okay. Materializa. En un orden normativo, el orden jurídico. De esta forma, el conjunto de normas se convierte, conforme se generaliza y acepta su obligatoriedad, en un elemento conservador de la sociedad, con determinadas características y estructuras, y a su vez en continuador de las mismas. Esto crea un contexto de regulación de conductas, hechos y actividades que se materializa en un orden normativo, el orden jurídico. Okay, so it's just it's law. It's the law. It's basically saying law. It is literally that paragraph sounds so complex just to explain. That's what you call law. Bro, what, bro? Okay. El derecho no puede ser ni permanecer disperso, oculto e inmutable, a riesgo de no poder garantizar su propia eficacia. Su finalidad no lo permite ni su función como elemento de regulación social. Debe dividirse en ramas competenciales y concentrarse en textos especializados. Okay, that's where the idea of having the three branches of government. Well, obviously the U.S. did it first, but for Mexico. Okay. Now let's go back to it. Where, bro? Where the heck are you? What the heck, bro? How did I lose where I was? No puede ser ni permanencia disperso, oculto. Garantizar su propia eficacia. Su finalidad no lo permite ni su función como elemento de regulación social. Debe dividirse en ramas competenciales y concentrarse en textos especializados, que es material e hipotéticamente imposible que una sola norma pueda englobar en su puesto único todas las conductas y hechos que crean y modifican las relaciones humanas, públicas y privadas, así como todo lo referente a la organización estatal y su funcionamiento interno y externo. Okay, just basically saying, no, do not give one branch of government absolute power at any time, and always make laws that prohibit it. Okay, pretty easy, pretty simple. I mean, I don't know about easy, but who knows, bro? Who knows? Okay. Además, su forma de escrita asegura que no se altere su contenido dispositivo, los supuestos que breve. Breve. Preserve? ¿Es el breve? Preservar. No, wait. Yes. Wait. Holy crap, man, bro. Foresees. Okay. Foresees. Okay, that's actually a good word to know. Breve. Okay, but why I keep losing myself? Okay, que breve mientras esa norma en particular esté vigente. Hey, we just got that word. Vigente. Currently enforced. Okay, little my thinking about. I'm logging in. Breve, mientras esa norma en particular esté vigente, lo que se ve reforzado con la publicación oficial de la misma. En este contexto resulta esencial identificar los valores y los aspectos políticos, económicos y sociales que una sociedad considera básicos, esenciales y en principio inmutables dentro del dinamismo propio de todo ente social. I don't know what ente is. Is that just like a formal way to say ente? Ente social? Inside? Adentro? No. I don't know. I don't know what it can be. What is ente? Entity. Oh my days, bro. Oh my god, bro. Oh my days, bro. There's no way, bro. There's no way. Okay. Alright, bro. We're here to learn. We're here to learn. Alright. En este contexto, in this context, resulta esencial identificar los valores. It results to essentially identify the values y los aspectos políticos and the aspects political, economical, and social que una sociedad considera básicos, that a society considers basic, esenciales y en principio inmutables, in essence and in principle intangible. Yeah, because inseparable. I think is a better way. Dentro del dinamismo propio de todo ente social. Inside the proper dynamic of the social identity, entity. Okay. All right, got it. Okay. Pretty simple, pretty easy so far. I'm not gonna lie. Other than crashing out like maybe two times. But I think I'm doing good. I think I'm doing good. Holy crap, bro. My hair keeps getting on my face. Let's lock it. Se trata de elementos considerados supremos. Oh shoot, what the heck? Mom, okay, never mind. I just went into my lock screen. I thought like it stopped recording. I was like, oh shoot, I might be cooked. Right. Se trata de elementos considerados supremos entendidos con el doble carácter de fundamento y objetivo que van a justificar la organización estatal y a legitimar sus acciones y atribuciones, así como a servir de fuente a toda norma jurídica para que se le considera como tal, es decir, legítima y obligatoria mediante características y contenidos irrenunciables. Bro, what? Alright, hold on. There's no way I'm getting lost, bro. This is simple, bro. Okay, hold on, bro. Se trata de elementos considerados supremos. Okay, it deals with elements considered supreme. So basically things that can't be touched or moved or modified. Okay, entendidos con el doble carácter de fundamento, meaning that doble carácter, I believe, is double character, so it has two reasons as to why it exists, or two things that it enforces. Okay. Fundamentally y objetivo and objectively, que van a justificar la organización estatal, that will justify for its organization of the state, or the statute. I think it's statute. Y a legitimar, legitimate. That's not even a word. To legitimize, to make legit sus acciones y atribuciones. Okay. I think that's attributions and actions. Así como a servir de fuente a toda norma jurídica para que se le considera como tal. Okay. Así como that way, to serve the source in every behavior, every legal behavior for the, for every behavior considered like that. I think that's body. I mean, obviously cuerpo is body, but like, I think that might be, I don't know. I'm just giving a guess. What is it? Such. Oh, tal is such. I have never used tal. ¿Qué tal? That doesn't even make sense, man. Alright, let's move forward. Wait, hold on. Let me see how that even works in this context. De fuente a toda norma jurídica para que se le considere como like such. Oh, okay. Es decir, legítima y obligatoria mediante a características y contenidos irrenunciables. Okay, basically how I stated earlier, that it cannot be changed or renounced. Okay, pretty simple. Estos elementos se contienen en una norma suprema. Wait, isn't that how it started on the other one? Okay, well, oh, never mind. It's just rephrasing that these behaviors are supreme, which means can't be changed. Just think about it as intangible, right? Que establece lo que constituye a un Estado. Esta norma es precisamente su constitución. Por esto es que el estudio de la norma constitucional es el primero e indispensable paso para conocer un sistema jurídico, así como sus disposiciones, el carácter y contenido que en su actuación toda institución pública. What did I just say? Pública y todo órgano jurisdiccional deben observar y proteger. En la Constitución. Oh, hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, let's see. Okay. Estos elementos se contienen en una norma suprema. Okay, we just talked about that. Que establece lo que constituye a un Estado. Okay, so what defines the state of the state of the government, the body of the government. Okay, esta norma es precisamente, this behavior is precisely su constitución. Okay, the Constitution. Okay. We're finally starting to talk about the Constitution. Yep. That's what we're mainly here for. Constitution. Okay. Por esto es que el estudio de la norma constitucional es el primero e indispensable. Okay, so the Constitution is the first legal document, because this whole build-up, the last 40 minutes has just been talking about what a legal work is, basically. Now it's talking about the Constitution being the first legal work and indispensable. Alright, indispensable paso para conocer un sistema jurídico. Okay, to acknowledge a government, it must embody a constitution. Okay. Okay. Así como sus disposiciones, el carácter y contenido que en su actuación toda institución pública y todo órgano jurisdiccional deben observar y proteger. Okay, so that it should be studied and protected, basically. I mean, it just gave like two different ways to call the Constitution. The Constitution. Okay. En la Constitución, como ya se destacó líneas arriba, so since it's like levels above, las normas jurídicas tienen su fundamento en tanto tales y las instituciones públicas encuentran su razón de ser al creer, aplicar e interpretar aquellas. Okay, so basically the Constitution is it's like the root of everything, and everything just blooms after. Okay. En la Constitución, como ya se destacó líneas arriba, las normas jurídicas tienen su fundamento en tanto tales. Okay. Didn't we talk about tales? Okay, hold up. Let's finish the paragraph first. Tales y las instituciones públicas encuentran su razón de ser al creer. Oh, wait, hold on. Okay, wait. I just barely finished that paragraph. Alright. Dale. What was dale? Ente was body. No, I did tal, which was such. Okay, tal. I don't know what dale means. Hold on, let me give a guess before switching up. Let's go back to it. Okay. Las normas jurídicas tienen su fundamento en tanto tales. In different ways? In different methods? I must say methods. No, wait. No, wait, such. This is such. Like, huh? I mean, I assume, right, that not everything in Spanish is going to be directly translatable to English, so it could just be that's the closest translation. But I don't think I'm going to interpret it like such. This, in many such. I mean, I guess that could make sense. Fundamentally, in many such. Okay. Y las instituciones públicas encuentran su razón de ser. Okay, yeah. Sin embargo, this is a new paragraph. Sin embargo, la comprensión de un Estado y su sociedad, su actualidad y perspectivas no será completa sin la revisión de su pasado. Thank you. Someone had to say it. Like, I'm tired of people saying, look, that was in the past, all right? We're here now. That's in the past. That doesn't matter anymore. But no, bro, no. We have been humans, regardless it's been 100 years, regardless it's been 1,000 years, regardless it's been 10,000 years. We have been humans. Humans have made mistakes, and humans have corrected them, and some humans have not. So I don't get why people say it was just in the past. Like, it doesn't make sense, because if it was just in the past, then why does it keep coming back up? And clearly it's in the present too, and clearly it can be foreseen into the future. That's just something like I gotta get on my chest because I've met people that are like, bro, it's just cause like I was in the past. Like, bro, leave it in the past. Like, bro, what? I'm not bringing the past with me. I'm, I'm just like learning the past so that the past doesn't become the present and leads to the consequences from the past into the present, now into the future. So, no, bro, no. My objective is to protect me and you from what happened in the past. And you should do the same. You should protect me and you from what could happen, what had happened from the past that could potentially happen in the now. That will affect us in the future. All right. So I got two. Okay, las normas constitucionales. Okay, that's the next sentence. Las normas constitucionales de un país describen cómo se ha construido ideológica, social, jurídica, política y económicamente nos dan una visión continuada de su desarrollo en todos estos ámbitos y una capacidad razonable de evaluación del presente y de sus rutas al porvenir. Al porvenir is like to a bridge, right? I'm not too sure. But I think that's pretty straightforward. I feel like I just don't want to stem. My bad. It's the stem. All right. I just don't want to keep bringing up the same topics. That will get pretty boring considering that this has been almost 50 minutes long. So yeah, let's move forward. Una historia constitucional rica y a veces turbulenta no nos arroja los mismos datos que otra prácticamente es estática. En la profusión de normas constitucionales descubrimos mayor inquietud de un pueblo por definirse y encontrar la estabilidad mínima que le permita desarrollarse y consolidar un lugar entre los demás estados. Pero al mismo tiempo, y acaso el aspecto más importante de esta lectura, es que se aprecia el consenso permanente de esa sociedad en que la norma constitucional sea donde se encuentren los valores e instituciones que la fundamenten, orientan y definen. Okay. Let's break that down because I'm a bit confused. Okay. Una historia constitucional rica, so a rich history of the Constitution, y a veces turbulenta, no nos arroja los mismos datos que obra prácticamente estática. Okay, so a rich constitutional history and sometimes turbulente, so rocky, just up and down. Maybe not always straight up and like great. I'm sure there's going to be ups and downs in which we've seen in history. The Constitution, even a good Constitution, has its ups and downs. Okay, so it says, no nos arroja los mismos datos que otra prácticamente estática. So, stats, so prácticamente estática. No nos arroja los mismos datos que otra prácticamente estática. I don't know what arroja means. Make arroja makes us similar? Throws. Okay. I mean, I guess the way it throws us together. Okay. So basically saying that just because under una historia constitucional no nos. Okay, so just because our constitution has had a rough pass or has had a good pass does not by any means make us a statistic or by any means limit us into a number, which is a little confusing because in application, that is kind of what we do as humans. We take what is like the nominal GDP, and that's usually the representation of the world. But if you go by per capita, it's a better representation. And if you go by geographical region, then it's a better representation. And if we go by demographics, it's a better representation. But what he's trying to say is that the Constitution should not be limited by numbers. Like, we cannot just blame the Constitution because we, on average, as humans in this nation or in any other nation, are making $40,000 or pesos or whatever currency. Let's say the equivalence of $40,000, and the rich society is just growing an insane amount of profit, whereas us, we're just stagnant. That doesn't require the modification of the Constitution, but rather the regime. So that's an application. At least that's what I'm getting off of. Correct me if I'm not wrong in the comments. All right, let's move forward. All right. Tal es el objetivo de toda obra de divulgación histórica y jurídica. Such is the objective that all. Wait, obra is like. Philip, what is obra? Do you guys know? Obra is like opening, right? No, that's abrir. Obra is a noun. Obra is opportunities. Oportunidades. I don't know. What is obra? Man, this is making me mad, bro. Let's see. Okay. Tal es el objetivo de toda obra de divulgación. So, vulgar is vulgar. Divulgación. I have no idea what the divulgación histórica y jurídica. Oh, I have no idea. Let's try it. Let's switch it up. Okay. Work, labor. Obra is labor. Okay. Tal es el objetivo de toda obra. So all of labor. De divulgación. I don't know what divulgación is. Let's check that out. Divulgation. No, disclosures. Divulgación. Esa. Yeah, disclosures. Okay, so such is the objective that all labor is disclosed in. Oh, okay. So basically saying that everything that has been documented in the labor force, like law and legally, should be represented and should be applied and studied and should not be forgotten. Like, for example, union rights was a big thing. The unions wouldn't have to exist if it wasn't for laws, if it wasn't for the lack of laws that protected their human rights, their natural rights, at least in the U.S. Okay. Makes sense. Oh, shoot, it's getting a little dark in here. Maybe I should. Nah, I think we're about to finish. Yeah, we're about to finish. So let me turn off my lamp, though. Oh, bro, I'm on a diet right now. I'm trying to gain some strength. Yo, just a side note. Thank you guys if you guys have made it this far. That's bright. I'm making progress low key, bro. I'm gonna get big, bro. Maybe I should make some videos. Like, I should make like working out. Like, I don't know, maybe like 100 burpees a day, something like that. Alright, let's lock back in now. Lock back in though. Let's lock back in though. Alright. Okay. Por este motivo, la secretaria de There's no way I fumbled that quick, bro. Bro, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Por este motivo, la secretaria de Gobernación se complace en presentar en esta publicación los antecedentes históricos. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. I smell something. Okay. En esta publicación los antecedentes históricos y nuestras normas constitucionales, desde el bando por el que Miguel Hidalgo y Costilla. Let's go, bro. We're getting somewhere, bro. I was like, bro, when are they gonna mention Miguel Hidalgo, bro? This whole time it's just been talking about the legal body of the government, bro. I get it, it's an introduction, but the holy yeah, bro. Come on, bro, let's get somewhere. Okay. Y Costilla suprime la esclavitud en 1810. Okay. Remember we learned suprimar is abolish. So they abolished slavery in 1810. That's good. They should have got that out immediately. After they kicked out those Spanish, bro. They got them out, bro. And they ended slavery, bro. Good, bro. Good. Hasta el texto de la publicación original de la Constitución vigente de 1917. Okay. Good. I think that was pretty straightforward. The Secretary of the Government is the one who publishes books like this, which I think is still held true to this day, right? Actually, you know what? I don't know. But I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna like sit here and like say anything disrespectful for me. But looking at the world, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if only 50%, 60% of people know all the content that have been previous secretaries. Because keep in mind, this only goes up to 1917. So it's not like, oh, well, it's just that this was made in 2008. This book, well, no. Whatever's inside this book, the only difference is that it's being interpreted differently because there's new information that came out about the past. But that's it. They should know the baselines of this, right? At least that's what the book is telling us. That our secretaries... Why am I speaking English weird? That our secretaries should know what they're doing. They should know this whole book because they wrote this book. They wrote it. So with that being said, and they are literally responsible for this. And remember what the books said earlier? It said that when something is given a duty, it should always have that duty and it should not change. regardless of who is in power, regardless if the people love the people that are in power. The only thing that could change it so far from what we can imply through implications is the Constitution. But other than that, the secretary should always be writing this. And I'm not gonna lie, I think less than 65% of secretaries, because there's a whole here in Mexico. There's a lot of political titles that are just like subcategories of a bigger title. You get what I'm saying? Like there's a president for the municipal, bro. Like to me that's insane, right? There should just be like a mayor, or a legislature, like this should it's just to me it just seems unnecessary. So with that being said, I think like since there is a lot of them, I'm gonna say about less than 65% know this book, at least with the comprehension of a passing grade. So 60%. Like, if this was given a test on, I think that 60% of Mexican secretaries would get less than 60% on the test. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, I mean, just seeing how it is now, I gotta be honest, like this world is kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. This world is kind of crazy, which is important that me and you are reading this Constitution. And if you guys want to read the U.S. Constitution, we can do that too. Honestly, I think that'd be a lot easier, and maybe more helpful for you guys because I am technically narrating it to you guys in English, but speaking it in reading it in Spanish, but giving my narration in English. So it's up to you guys, or I could do both. I can do both. Honestly, the more the better. I need to get informed. I don't want to be ignorant, I definitely do not want to get clipped, bro. All right, let's see. Okay. Con este libro se tiene el propósito de hacer una doble contribución. Por una parte, al conocimiento de los textos que nos han regido con carácter supremo y aquellos programáticos que los han antecedido, y por otra a la consolidación de la cultura de la legalidad mediante el acceso a estos mismos textos, reuniéndolos en un solo volumen con su contenido original. So, okay, now we're actually now the authors, which I'm hoping are the secretary, or the secretary's assistant at least, are directly mentioning the book. So it's con este libro, so with this book se tiene el propósito, has the proposition de hacer una doble contribución, to give a double contribution. So I mean, simple words, just two different ways to that contributes to, that benefits you for reading it. All right, por una parte, for one part, it is for one part. El conocimiento de los textos que nos han regido con carácter supremo, with the understanding and acknowledgement of the Constitution. That's what they mean by carácter supremo. Y aquellos programáticos que los han antecedido. Okay, and this is still the same in the first reason. And to learn about the antecedents and who programmed it. So basically, who wrote it, who fell short in it. So you get to basically know who to point the fingers to as to who was corrupted in the past. In other words, you're informed. All right, and then let's see, what's the second reason? Y por otra, and for the other, a la consolidación, for the consolidation de la cultura de la legalidad mediante, for the legality of now, the present. El acceso a estos mismos textos reuniéndolos en un solo volumen con su contenido original. So basically, you get these texts and they reflect in the present and they reflect in the past and they will continue to reflect in the future. And that will help you in the now. As all these texts that are records of original records and interpretations are all in this book, and they all get together like this, which is why the book is so dang long. Uh, it gives you a conocimiento, so it gives you the knowledge and the acknowledgement of what actually happened, what went down, and who were the people that abandoned those laws, who implemented those laws, and who practiced and who didn't practice those laws. Alright, esos documentos son los siguientes. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if we should do this part, but alright, so now we're just gonna talk about the documents that we are going to learn. I think we should save that for tomorrow. Well, I don't want to see. Okay, yeah. I think we should do that. I don't know about tomorrow, but we should definitely do that sometime. Yeah, it's not that long. It's like I know, like we didn't do that much, but like this is mainly like blank pages. Okay, yeah, and that way we can delve into. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Ooh, like all my thoughts and opinions, because it's already been an hour and almost 10 minutes. And then we can do the first one. Alright. So as of right now, this is how much we've done. Chat. I don't know if you guys can tell. Let's see if we could do a money spread on the book. That's it. Oh my gosh, bro, I suck at this. Okay. Alright. We're at page 14. Well, page 15 actually. Hi, I want to thank you all. If you guys have made it this far, I highly doubt it. I'm not gonna lie. But if you guys did manage to do it, congrats to you guys. I'm not gonna lie. That's impressive. You know, now in society that our attention spans have been decreasing significantly, and our brain is paying for that price, and we don't even notice it until we have to use our brain. And for you guys to read it this far truly does mean a lot to me, because I put in my work, I put in my effort. Now you guys just gotta do yours. You guys gotta study, find it in yourself to continue going. You know, don't wait for some opportunity to come to you. Don't wait for anybody to tell you you're good at something. Know yourself. Be self-aware. Trust yourself. Just go in it. Trust me. Just do it. Just do it. I always tell my friends, bro, just do it. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? That it doesn't work out? Well, you just end up at the same spot as you began. So just do it. I am taking a huge risk in just reading it to you guys and just editing, recording. I'm like tripling the work it would take me than if I was just to read this on my own and just write down. You know, I'm like tripling the work effort. But I want to do it because I am willing to take the risk of knowing that these videos will never be seen. But if it could change one person's life, then to me it'd be all worth it. I'm 17 and I may have a lot ahead of me. Maybe not. War is coming. So realistically, the future is unpredictable, to say the least. But sincerely, do what you can now. and do what you do, deal with you have now, and do what you can now, because later you might not have it. You know what I'm saying? And this applies to everything in life. I have this constitutional book. I could have complained and said that this book is too hard. There's so many words I don't know. I blundered on the word just government. I blundered on the word just government. I could have just crashed out, closed up this video, and never, and said, you know what, I'm closing up this book too. I'm not gonna be editing. I'm not gonna be doing this. I'm not gonna do any of that. But no, I'm here because I have a purpose, and you have a purpose too. And I want you guys to know that. Now, I don't want to make this any sentimental or emotional, just something straightforward. And I believe that many people don't have that person, that person in their ear telling them that they're worth doing it, that they should do it. And I'm telling you, ironically, that you don't need it, that you do not need it. No one told me to do this. Trust me, no one told me to do this. Matter of fact, if I probably told my friends about this, they'd probably look at me a little weird, like, what? I told myself I was gonna do it, and I'm doing it, and I'm gonna do my best, in hopes of that you do your best and you do your part in whatever it is. It doesn't have to be about watching my videos. It can be in whatever aspect of your life that you want to practice and be good in. You do, from seeing and being inspired from what I'm doing. That is my hopes. My hopes is not that I gain 5 million subscribers or I make a crap ton of money. No, my hopes is inspiration. That's where real power comes in. That's where real power comes in. If my influence can be good for you, so that you can influence people the same way that I influenced you, and the same way that you can influence me, so that I can grasp a bigger audience, and I can influence more people, and I can do it in a manner that is more reciprocal, then it's like a trade. It's a mutuality, and that is something that I believe as humans, not just me, we need. And that is something that we don't like to admit, because it can bring some sort of discomfort in doing so, now that we have been so attached to our small circles. But I want to change. And if you're watching this, it's because you also want to change. And I'm going to leave it on that note.